Running at the players in the bomb as well towards Banana as NRG assault towards A.
Yeah, they're getting a barreling on in. It's a Dren holding close. Quick tap down onto Ethan, and wants to see a bit more than that, but they've maintained the man advantage for now at the very least. Cirque gonna try find something now, backs away. So Mo on this wrap round. They are wary that someone might be doing this. Fugly keeping an eye on Connector, gonna tag him down. So now the pressure really falls into the remaining 4 players. Out into CT they go running, and Miri's gonna be good for one, but the trades go back and forth. Breezy on the truck. Falls at the hands of a Dren, and now it's Daps and Fugly. The bomb is planted for them. Daps falls short as a Dren has the pistol round of a lifetime, and him and Mir at the very end. Double peek into Fugly, perhaps overextends just a little bit. They're gonna hop on the bomb, but no kit. Dren not able to go ahead and retrieve that in time, so they find all the kills, but NRG managed to secure the pistol round.
Considering the after-plant positions as well that NRG had, I mean, a bait set up from default towards Truck, which is here on our screens now from Breezy towards the A side. Additionally as well, 2 players in towards Toilets, the position where the bomb was even planted for. Such a good job that even though Gambit lost the round, they even got into such a close manner. That situation on paper should have been very one-sided for NRG. But unfortunately for Gambit so far, now losing 3 consecutive pistols in this best of 3 and this semi-final. And NRG 15 rounds away now from making it into the final, obviously versus Tyloo. But aggression here from the Eco as they walk into the stacked wonderland of Playground with Cirque on that Mag-10.
Yeah, he gives that up, but it's not really much. They're going to go to get the bomb down inside of B anyway. A Dren does have a Deagle, and this man is pretty keen with the Deagle. So he's going to go creeping forward. Would love to get out of this round with a rifle, something along those lines. You can see Breezy's waiting back in T-spawn, keeping an eye on the aggression, namely from Hobbit, who they just saw pushing into the park. And if a Dren manages to find this, and that's potentially an AK, that's why they start to rotate Ethan around now with that UMP. Ooh, a Dren. I said he was keen with the Deagle. That's the first kill found, but now will he suspect Breezy waiting by the dumpster?
Seems like he's still paranoid about a push coming in from Connector. As the push back towards T-spawn will happen. Wow, my goodness, the dink through the wall as well, the Deagle from a Dren. As it goes to show his prowess with that weapon, but eventually will be silenced by Fugly. Round number 3 as NRG obviously gaining control here in the consecutive conversion rounds. 70% victories on this map, 150 out of 251. Obviously, the difference in caliber of teams, you've got online leagues, online ECS, online Pro League of domestic matchups between North America. Gambit, not actually in Pro League anymore. So in terms of their competition, it's going to be in these qualifiers for big events. It's going to be at LAN matches itself, so very different affair there. But Daps now, easy cash being stacked up, but as I say, that actually one good enough for him.
And now you've got Hobbit and Mo both with Mag-10s. Not going to be the most substantial amount of firepower, but we have you know, a means for them to make some more money. You can already see Hobbit sitting on 4,200. And that's, you know, with the buy coming up in the following round. So we saw on Train, one of the big issues was that lack of utility when they had the 4th round buy. This time around, they've dodged that. They hardly put any money into the previous round. This round, it's even less. And Hobbit, with that Mag-10, is successfully finding kills. He's padding his bank account. He's really balling out right now. For NRG, they're going to continue to creep on in. Now they've dropped Doja. It's Hobbit holding close, so they want to try and deny as much money. He's not going to find anything else. So just the Dren once again with a deadly Deagle, but this time not fancying his odds too highly.
And through the smoke, Cirque will be cementing a 3rd round here for NRG. Now into the buy rounds for both of these teams. Gambit have the cash to bring out the double upset if they wanted to, but just going to stick onto the single one. Mo obviously notoriously strong on overpass, very good actually switching up the sights, going towards A, going towards B short, knowing exactly where to position his sniper effectively. And for NRG, 5 AKs as well, so there's going to be no counter orb against Mo from Cirque, which means we could be seeing some CT aggression with the AWP. But for now, a more reserved approach as he plays towards A long. In the meantime, NRG gaining control towards Connector. The flash from Ethan going to burst as well above B short, which should allow for NRG to also take control towards a sector of the map. And there you have it, B short control, Connector control, and soon to be A control as well, as they go for quite a interesting boost here, Harry.
Yeah, this is interesting indeed. They're allowed to peek on over now and see the barrels. They're just missing Mir, but they're going to wait for a minute. They know that he keeps kind of darting back and forth between here and the pillar. This boost, that's one that you can break out in your matchmaking games, folks. Fugly finds the man advantage here for NRG. Gambit left scratching their heads. How was Mir found? And now the pressure's on. Their defense is spread thin between A and B. They start to pull a Dren down from that A bomb site, but that leaves all the pressure on Mo. Currently sits inside of A with the AWP.
35 seconds left on the clock here, as NRG posture themselves towards the A site. Thanks to the boost towards B short, they've already collected themselves the first frag. But now they walk into the scope of Mo. Hobbit as well, able to chime in here. Has a CT side rain down damage onto NRG, but still actually the site in domain of the North Americans. And with Hobbit low, this retake's going to be quite the task.
Especially with Daps in bank, he's going to be holding close. And, oh, it's a Dren who's on the money. Hobbit in the back line in a dispatch of Cirque. Now it's Ethan, a man who we saw for talk about as being the highlight player inside of this team. A Dren makes it look easy in the retake. Gambit going to be finding their first in the rifle rounds here early on. We need to be seeing a bit more of this from Gambit. We need to be seeing them winning these rounds, looking more convincing, upsetting the economy of NRG early on, because those were the kind of two main factors that started to really impede their CT side back on train.
Strong retakes here from Gambit. Already just 4 rounds being played out on overpass. Obviously the last one in the buy round, but the one that really shocked me was the retake, even though they ran out of time, towards that A site in the pistol. So communication seems to be flowing well here in the comms of Gambit. NRG, obviously 1 map up in this series and 1 map away from the grand finals. So is the complacency going to be settling in? Oh, HE grenades as well. The splash damage putting Breezy down low. Ethan as well down to 60 HP. So similar default to what we saw last time. Connector control in the hands of NRG. B short as well, claimed by Ethan. And in the rebuttal from Gambit, it will be taking presence towards A long. And Dren going to be spotting no players there, so maybe Gambit going to be paranoid towards the B side. We might actually see a Dren rotate towards B here momentarily.
Oh, Mo given an opportunity to find an Opla. Doesn't manage to. Gonna instead hold the toilets. And close might just miss the timing. Even goes peeking in, and that's Breezy. Discovered, dealt with, dispatched of early. And advantage gain for Gambit, feeling comfortable now. And NRG slowly but surely creeping in towards the B-bomb. So you can see Mir's just starting to rotate away. So it's Doja and Hobbit about to be tested. Hobbit holding close, and does just get desolated in the gunfight. Mir comes rotating back around now, but it's too little, too late. Not able to find the trade, not able to find the equalizers. They're a man down, and time is ticking away from them here. Daps and Ethan having this crossfire set up is a tricky beast to contend with. Flash gonna rain on in, it hits Daps with full effect, and Mir tries running the gauntlet, does get caught in the crossfire, but Adred and Mo making this possible. Back in with 2-on-2, Daps from beneath heaven. It's a tricky spot to be in, and now down to the 1v1. Fugly on Mo, and he's playing it round the pillar, playing it close. Fugly, picture perfect from him. NRG managed to hold on and find themselves a 4th round there.
Just when I was saying how strong the retakes were from Gambit, Mir running out is lonesome there, easily traded, or sorry, lack of traded by Daps. Gets the first kill. There isn't a trade frag onto Mir to allow for the retake to happen and put it into a 2 versus 2. And obviously the time ticking away, Fugly having a massive leg up in that 1 versus 1. Blade now, you can see like a drill sergeant just, I want to say shouting, but definitely imposing his will on his team and his thoughts as well, as they have gone for a pause. But we are now resumed with round number 6. Not enough cash in the bank for Gambit, as they have been economically reset, and their round loss bonus has gone back down to 1,400, so they got a long slog back into the buy rounds. Should be seeing a 5-1 scoreline for NRG going forward. After winning the pistol, now resetting the cash from Gambit, this could be a very, very strong half here from the terrorist side of NRG.
Yeah, most certainly could. Once again, it's this 5-man push out in towards mid and long. Now this time they've grabbed an AK. That certainly gives them a means of doing damage. Fugly responsible for trying to hold this flank round, but Gambit back away. And this bomb's going to go down inside of the B bomb site. Gambit with no one stacked here. NRG, they've encountered this before. The likelihood is Gambit's going to go walking with these 3 pistols into the retake, see if they can do any more damage, see if they can stop NRG's economy from blowing up once again.
AK for a Dren. So he should really be saving this into the next round, because if he doesn't, he may not have enough cash to work with, actually. Take a look. So the round loss bonus is going to be 1,900. So if he doesn't save the AK, he cannot afford to buy M4 and Kevlar. So it is pivotal that it is a save onto the Kalashnikov. Apart from that, 5-1 as anticipated. Gambit now going to have the cash to invest into a full buy, and the need to get rounds on the board ASAP. Could even argue for a pause here once again from Blade. The reason being is there's so much weight and pressure on this one single round.
Oh yeah, most certainly. This is sort of a similar pattern we saw them fall into back on train. It was a 9-6 half there in favor of NRG, moving into Gambit's CT side half, but we never really got to see them with too many full buys. It felt like, you know, they were always struggling in some means or another, and they never had that ability to take a hit, you know, like lose a round and then still buy in the next. Instead, it was reset after reset, and it's no different now. If they lose this, NRG to be going 6-1 up versus an ecoing Gambit in the following round. So Cirque leads the charge, and that there, it's going to be a critical kill. Also the first for Doja.
That's the risk you take as an aggressive AWPer. If you find that entry towards B, it's pivotal. But it seems like Gambit may actually be forfeiting an entry of their own towards B short, as they went for the aggression there towards B with no flashbang. That could have ended very badly. But instead, Adren has an inkling here that NRG are going to be close towards toilets. Has the flashbang to work with, has the backup as well of Mo's EWP. So these next few moments are pivotal here for Gambit as the bomb creeps up.
It's a Dren. Does falter now. Mo left to try and hold back the coming tide of NRG, but no one's keeping an eye on long. Mir from Optimus has to try and transform this round, and it's just not happening. Ethan chiming in with a frag. Everyone putting up numbers right now for NRG. Doja and Hobbit left in the retake. 2 versus 4. The bomb ticking down is going to be planted for bathrooms, and as NRG fall back into the toilets, this round starts to slip through the fingers for Gambit. They're going to stick around, see if they can find much more. They're tempted after Hobbit finds that kill there. And now creeping forward, time ticking down. Breezy at long. Throws this round away for Gambit. Hobbit has to look to save, and NRG, there's their 6th round. There's no money left for Gambit in the next. They're going to have this one AWP to try and play around. Certainly not the spot you want them in if you are a Gambit fan. They managed to hold on to the AWP. Maybe we see, I was going to say, a bit of a partial buy down around it. They're going to be approaching that kind of 4-stage loss bonus. That's the real issue right now. It's money management for either one of these teams.
So true. I mean, in terms of cash now for Gambit to work with, they've got the AWP from Hobbit, $3,000 as well. But once again though, Harry, they're going to be onto the eco. We're expecting a 7-1 scoreline here on the terrorist side of NRG on Overpass. We saw, well, 9 rounds essentially in the first half from NRG on Train. And now already on 6, about to get 7, unless Adren has something to say about it.
We know Adren likes his Deagle. Going to take it over here towards mid, backs away. Hobbit with this AWP. He's the man who's got to do so much for Gambit. Players down over at long. Cirque looking to challenge perhaps. And there's the opener found. Hobbit's the man to fall, and what a scalp to lose. That was the one bit of armor, the one AWP that they had.
And now as well, 5 versus 4, AWP taken out of the equation. Hobbit going for the right play, trying to get that first frag and basically whittle down the numbers of NRG. But Mo's there to pick up the pieces, has the AWP, but towards the wrong side, as it all comes down to Dozier and Mir, stacked up together towards the B site, and right now, brothers in arms, they're going to have to go huge.
They most certainly are. Dabs leads the charge in, up close. Mo has been able to retrieve an AWP. Ethan finds the opener, still tucked away was Mir. He was someone who maybe could have made a difference, but this round's all said and done. NRG going to move on to a 7th.
So, what is Gambit going to do now? We've seen so far from NRG a lot of B short control. Obviously, they do the connector control. They wait for Ethan's flash. He flashes over towards B short. They take B short, and then they take toilets control afterwards. It basically means over the course of the round, they have control towards the whole of the map. B short, a position which you can execute upon. Toilets, again, a position which you can execute on. And Gambit are lacking so much information. Do they go for a late round, or I say late round, like a 55-second or 1-minute push towards A long? We usually see Cirque on the CT side of this map get aggressive with the AWP towards toilets, towards banana. Do we see the same affair from Mo? Or do we see counter map control gained by Gambit with, as we saw a few rounds ago, a flashbang over B short once NRG have it, to then try and catch them off guard? Either way, if they keep playing complacent, if they keep playing on the sides stale, they're going to keep losing these rounds. They need to get in the face of NRG and basically force their own style onto them.
That's just problem after problem right here for Gambit. They're never hitting the ground running, and this is map number 2, the map pick of NRG. Currently they sit 7-1 up on it, and Gambit's tournament life is on the line. That spot in the grand final is on the line. There's so much to pay for. While Ethan creeping forward over here towards B. Gambit once again to be going with this 3-man stack, but you know, it feels like NRG, they're taking control of connector for free. That's been a reoccurring thing. No one really from Gambit in a position to challenge that.
Speaking of challenging, you can see here Hobbit had the flashbang from Mir, trying to take control towards B short. The problem was that the flash actually connected onto him as well, which means, once again, NRG have control towards B. Gambit right now, backs against the ropes on towards the Bravo bomb site. Ethan now still hunting, searching for the head of a player of Gambit, spots out the little gap there onto Dozier, and with the spray down, that's going to be the lead. Ooh, not for long though in favor of NRG. Mo bounces back, it makes it a 4 versus 4.
Yeah, this is one of the kind of best scenarios we've really seen Gambit in. Hobbit falls as they wrap onto him. No one left inside of the B bomb site to help out, as he's left high and dry. 3v4 for Gambit. Do they even go for this? If they lose this once again, they're resetting to the next round, and that's the price they're going to have to pay. They back off. They give this round over to NRG. They concede that B bomb site, and now an 8-1 scoreline on their T side. Mo even sticking around. That's the AWP dropped. That's the most expensive bit of kit that the Gambit give away, and that's the one that they needed to hold on to.
What I want to see from Gambit into the next buy round here, Harry, is mid-control. And I don't just mean holding on to toilets, holding on towards banana. I mean Molotoving the T-stairs, HE grenading the T-stairs, and taking control towards playground, towards the T middle. Thankfully, though, the CTs will salvage their weaponry going forward. Mir and Adren do have cash to drop over M4s. But for my money, they need some sort of control. The problem is they're playing passive on the sites, and the passive, flaccid plays are just getting destroyed. They're able to walk into the bomb sites. I mean, even this play as well, you can see Dozier not even ready for the play. Even jumps on his keyboard because he's caught off guard. He's surprised that much. No one holding for each other's corners, no one basically having crossfires towards the B side, and NRG, time and time again, just get control towards B and get the frags.
It seems to be that lapse in communication that's costing them so much right now, even towards the end. You know, Mo hanging around, no one else being anywhere near him, so I mean, you know, imagine how much better the buy could have been if you have Mo on the AWP here. Suddenly, you know, he's got extra money to throw rifles across, and you juggle around that much more utility. They're making the best of what they've got. Famas up for Mo, M4s for everyone else, and it's 2 smokes, 3 flashbangs, and an incendiary up on Hobbit. Once again, this boost from Ethan, and it catches them off guard time and time again. No trades in sight. The flash does come through, but Fugly still able to win it out. They're going to offer up a third. As Mir starts to creep through that smoke, trying to hold close, trying to find something, anything, to get Gambit back into this round.
Seems like every man for himself right now for Gambit. Ethan once again just destroying and annihilating Gambit on their CT side. It feels like no one can handle the pure firepower that NRG are putting up into this one. Fugly right now, 12 kills. I mean, when we look at the scoreboard here, Harry, we're anticipating Daps, Fugly towards the bottom end of it. Cirque, Ethan especially, Breezy as well to add into the mix there to be towards the top of the scoreboard. If your support player, your site anchor is the one delivering the goods, delivering the numbers, then who on Gambit's going to be able to step up to the plate? And again, back onto an eco.
I mean, we've got water pistols on the desk right now. It feels like we got water pistols in the server over on the side of Gambit as well, just falling short. NRG. This time they lose Cirque early on. Here's the challenge over in towards middle. This is something you and I said we both wanted to see a bit more from Gambit, see some aggression. It's going to get punished, but still, you can see NRG not used to having a play with an aggressive Gambit force lurking down on the connector. Now have to fix their attention on trying to clear this portion of the map first.
Ooh, a Dren walking to the crosshair there of Ethan. Will in fact win that duel. Puts us now into a 3 versus 3. The issue is, though, for Gambit, they have conceded full control towards A. Breezy now going to be slowly walking in towards Bank, but another frag that goes in favor of Gambit. As now we see the players I mentioned only a moment ago, Daps and Fugly into the after plant. The bomb is planted for them. The boost as well going to be giving them a Hawkeye view towards the A site. And more frags actually going to be found here. 2 versus 2, Harry.
Yeah, Daps still hungry for more, still putting up numbers. Hobbit left in the 1v1, and this would be a critical round for Gambit to find. Fugly just jump peeking over the bombs planted for him. There's no kit up on Hobbit, so he's got to concede. He has to back away once again. Gambit comes so close to winning the round, but it's just going to elude them right at the last hurdle, and this is where, you know, their money now they're able to buy, but you look over at NRG and they're sound till the very end of this first half.
We need to see something different from Gambit. They either get aggressive early, as I said, towards middle, take T-stairs control, leave a player ground, have someone party to hold connector, rotate an extra player towards the B side potentially, or you use your utility early. You cannot have your smokes with what? 50 seconds left, 45 seconds left, when NRG have full control of the map. If Ethan's allowed time and time again to walk up B short, walk out monster with no rebuttal, when players from Gambit still have utility to work with in their inventory, there's a big mismatch here. And here we go, aggression towards middle, but Mo just throws it all away.
Well, Doses at least reclaim one. Hobbit's going to catch Fugly, perhaps get a bit too big for his boots down here. That short water, Ethan flashed away. How's he been allowed to do that? So many players grouped up on short. They need to find the trade. They need to retake that man advantage. And Doja walks into the crosshair of Ethan. Ethan doing so much damage down here towards B. And this is disastrous now. Adren's down and connected, but Breezy's clearing out the A bomb site. They're not ready whatsoever. Doja's just going to go wandering in. And this should be a Breezy frag all day long. Ooh, they've just slipped by one another, but this is much worse for Doja. He anticipates it's clear, and down he goes. That bomb even manages to catch Adren down and connector. That could have been the one difference in that round. If they drop the bomb in connector, maybe it's possible, but no. NRG 11-1.
Need to see a tactical timeout here from Gambit. And there it is. It is going to be called. We've only got one remaining after this one does eventually conclude. 11-1. I don't know how many more superlatives we have here to describe the play so far from NRG, but with a 10-round advantage, it pretty much speaks for itself.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, at Gambit, they've had their fair share of struggles here. They had that unexpected loss to Boot in the group stage, if you recall, and then even in that best of three, the elimination best of three versus Boot once again, we saw a couple of overtimes that didn't really feel like they needed to come through. Gambit looking a little bit sloppy. And, you know, when you consider, you know, the addition of Blade stood behind them, such an experience on that man, you know, so much knowledge. Mir joining the roster as well. You feel like maybe they would have looked revitalized. We could have seen some sort of, you know, major-like performances from people like Adren, who did look good the other day, but right now he's fallen completely flat. And there's just nothing to stop NRG at this point in time. Now the XM10-14 going to be on the man in question, and Adren waits in connector. It's only in these last few rounds that Gambit have tried challenging it, but somehow Daps is all the way up short once more. Doja's going to manage a quick double, so maybe they're able to turn this round on its head, and he hides away, but Daps falls at the hands of Mir. It's just Fugly and Cirque left up, and here's the flank from Adren. The XM10-14 claims one, and there's Mo to finish things off. Gambit, they find a second, but it might be too little too late at this point in time.
As you said, could it be too little too late? 11-2. NRG guaranteed an 11-4 scoreline on their terrorist side of Overpass. A map which is infamous now for how strong the CT side can be. So what has Gambit got left up their sleeve in terms of strategies, tactics, a way to grind out the last two grueling rounds? As they're going to need something to play with here. Mo with the smoke, going to be seeing if he can catch a player off guard as he catches Breezy in the air. 5 versus 4 then. Man advantage for Gambit as Adren still trying his best to keep control of connector. But the smoke will grant NRG that real estate. So, once again, we fall into the exact same default from NRG. It's been very effective thus far. Be short control, connector control, and late mid control.
Yeah, throws in that Molotov to try and counteract the boost, but trades go left and right. Gambit able to stay on top of things right now. Adren extending that lead even further. Ethan and Cirque left up for NRG. Cirque has his weapon of choice, the AWP in hand, the bomb on his back. The Bulgarian Bulldog down here towards our B-bomb, so has to show that his bite just as big as the bark. Creeping on round through the short position, backed up. I know one right now, it's Ethan all the way up here on A. He's been spotted, goes peeking into Adren, hasn't been dropped just yet. They're trying to split the attention of Gambit between these two bomb sites, and it hasn't really worked. Rotations, but a quick shot from Cirque, falling at the hands of Mir. It's Ethan, 1v3, 20 seconds after that bomb dropped in the middle of the B bomb site. Rotations coming in. Ethan charging on through, but Mo will swat him down from the air. Gambit fighting a third round. A chance at going 4-11, but as you kind of highlighted, this is a CT-sided map. This is not the scoreline that Gambit wanted.
One pause remaining as well for Gambit. If they lose the pistol as well into their terrorist side, they're going to be down. I mean, if it does go 11-4, they lose the pistol, NRG pick up the conversion rounds on their CT side, you could easily be witnessing a 14-4 scoreline. And with the pedigree of this NRG team roster, obviously they had the choke at the mine. I think that's the best way to describe it. Can they have redemption here? Well, Adren allows the players to walk past him towards A long. Does he anticipate Cirque from the rear? There was the AWP in hand, and once again the reactive shot there, the quick scope from Cirque to grant NRG the advantage into this round. Ethan as well, anticipating the push towards B-Shore, and he is going to be correct and rewarded with his patience. 5 versus 3 as Gambit just crumble piece by piece.
Quick shot from Hobbit, going to continue the aggression. Spots the shadow of Fugly. Flash coming on through, and he gets caught off guard from long. It's Mir, 1v3, minute left on the clock. Plenty of time for NRG, they're not shy of that. He ducks down towards the B-bomb side, but still hanging around up towards A is Ethan. Never mind NRG, going to go fully And then towards B, Mir has to have a fantastic performance if he wants to try and keep Gambit in this game in any capacity. They cross into the bomb site, they look to get it down. He spots out one man, now creeping forward, and he's been given a lot of ground. Mir falling at the hands of Cirque. It's 12-3 in favor of NRG at the end of this first half.
Well, 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 the shots from Cirque are landing. 12-3 in NRG. If they claim the pistol, they could be our final team in the grand final tomorrow.
Yeah, they're going to be joining the likes of Tyloo if they manage to get it done. We'll find out how this second half pans out after the break. We are merely 4 rounds away from saying Shanghai to Gambit Esports here at China Joy. 12-3 at the end of the first half. NRG with a convincing lead on their map pick. They're already 1-0 up in the series after taking Gambit's pick of train earlier on today. It's all to play for, and for Gambit, the pistol round now becomes a must.
And here we go then, round number 16. This could be the final round where we think Gambit have a chance to come back in it. If NRG win, we could be witnessing a 15-3 scoreline after the conversion rounds are factored in. So, what are we going to be witnessing here from Gambit? Doja, Dren towards the A site. As it is Doja with the utility, smoked up a flashbang. He can obviously smoke towards the stairs and flash over towards A. Ethan here towards long. We'll be giving and relaying the information that the player is towards the A site. He's backed up by Daps. So, finds the first kill. And now Daps spots the players towards middle as well.
Now they've already lost to Dren. What a man to find. And Ethan now at long. They all line up for him. He's going to manage the ace. Oh my goodness, Ethan. What a fantastic start for NRG in the second half. Start as you mean to go on, that's the saying. And NRG up 13-3. You imagine guaranteed, well, at least, you know, unless something goes horrifically wrong, now a 15-3 scoreline.
Especially We factor in no bomb plant as well from Gambit, as Ethan just snipes them down with pure precision, one by one with the USP. For my money, that might be player of the tournament so far, as NRG probably are playing the best CS in the tournament as well. And if they win in this sort of fashion here, this definitely sends a message tomorrow to Tyloo that NRG may be the heavy favorites going into tomorrow. However, still got 3 more rounds to win, and I've definitely casted some games where a 13-3 scoreline has still gone to overtime. I'm not sure if you have as well. Mouse Sports versus LDLC in Pro League is one I'll never forget. But none of those teams are here. Instead, NRG are here in full force. Fugly up against the force by here from Gambit, as they are desperate for rounds.
Well, they might be able to find Fugly. He's holding close to the toilets. They go barreling on into him. He's fully flashed, and he's eluded them. They're not aware, and Fugly lining up frags left and right, somehow still alive. It all falls onto Mir. How have they allowed Fugly to do that to them? That's utter embarrassment for Gambit. They get picked apart piece by piece, 14-3. No money left here for Gambit. And this is where things get dire. They're going to have to either eco and then play for 12 rounds straight on the T side, or you force buy now. But bearing in mind how that force just went, you don't know if that's going to be enough for them.
Yeah. I think at this point you do have to go for the force buy, just because you need rounds on the board ASAP. The chance of having a 12th round consecutive play on your terrorist side as well, with how poor you've been playing in both maps, isn't going to happen. And they have gone for the eco, Harry, so unless some crazy antics happen towards the A side, this could actually be a round win for Gambit. So 3 versus 3. Breezy, Daps though, the cavalry have arrived and in full force as well. The SMG going to be churning out bullets against the non-armored opposition. So Breezy, I was going to say going to be ending the deal here, but NRG have lost a few players. They're going to be impacting the money.
Yeah, that is certainly one silver lining, but really they need a little bit more. The aim punch playing into everything. Every fight they take, 1 bullet is all it takes to send that crosshair up to the sky. Map and series point here in the semi-final for NRG. 15-3. It has been utter domination on their map pick. They want to try and join at Tyloo tomorrow in the grand finals here, competing for that trophy, the title of IEM Shanghai champions. They want to try and send Gambit home.
Well, 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 this could very well be the final buy round we witness here. Mir going to be tested by the ore from Circuit. My goodness, it feels like this guy just does not miss. Fugly as well just adds to the pain as the tally of kills just keeps stacking up against Gambit.
Hobbit's going to manage that 1 kill back, but in the meantime, Fugly aggressing down long. See Adren's keeping an eye on it right now. It's all going to come down to the timing, and Adren, curious, now going to spot the man, but Fugly still able to win the fight. And that leaves just Hobbit and Doja. The last 2 hopes for Gambit to stay up on this stage any longer. They've got 55 seconds left. The bomb on the back of Doja down here towards B. Hobbit alone and up in mid. Desperate to try and find this trade, and he is going to be able to get it, so they've at least pulled it back into a 2-on-3.
And now that kill as well, it will send Ethan towards the A site, rotates from B. Breezy though, going to be the issue here for Hobbit as he rotates through. Bomb on the back of Doja, comes through Monster. But unfortunately it's Breezy there towards B short, as it all comes down to the new in-game leader. A role that's been tossed around a few times here on this side of Gambit. So, what has Doja got left in him?
Well, 1v3, he's had the best of games. He's not going to be ready for Ethan. Ethan just sits and wins this round, 16-3. NRG going to be closing this out in a very convincing fashion on overpass. Just like that, they've sent Gambit home and they've secured their spot in the grand final tomorrow versus Tyloo.
The analysis desk painted the picture of the 2-0 here for NRG, but we did not anticipate just how one-sided this matchup did eventually come to fruition. A 16-8 on train, the map pick from Gambit, a 16